Let's put our skills together to make a multiplication table. We'll use formatting, formulas, and fill down options. First thing I want to do is I want to resize my cells so it looks more like a multiplication table. So what I'm going to do is click here in the corner, and that's going to select them all. And then I'm going to come up here at the top of A, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to change the column width, and I'm going to change it to a 4. Watch what happens to the spreadsheet. Nice. Let's do a pretty standard multiplication table, 1 through 9. So again, I can teach Excel what I want the numbers to be. So I'm going to just do the first couple of numbers, and so Excel can see that I want to go in order. And I'll pull it across. You can see the 7 pop up there, the 8, the 9. There you go. And I think I'm going to have these centered. And let's do the same here. 1, 2, oops, 2. And I'm going to highlight both of those. And then take that little corner, pull it down. And I've got a 9 by 9 table. Again, I want to center those. I'm going to put a multiplication sign. I'm going to center it here and put a multiplication sign in. The next thing I want to do is create a little grid around each of the cells. So I'm going to highlight every cell that's going to be part of my multiplication table. And I'm going to come up here to the ribbon, and I'm going to select this little grid here. And I'm going to scroll down and select all borders. And now I have a grid set up for my multiplication. Now let's enter some formulas. I'm going to type in here, remember I start with the equal sign, equal A2 times B1. And that's the correct answer. So what I want to do is pull this across and duplicate that formula, right? Whoa, wait a minute. That's not right. So let's take a closer look to see if we can figure out what happened here. So what I really wanted to have happen was E1 times A1, right? And what I got was D2 times E1. So 6 times 4 is 24. That's not what I wanted at all. And if I go back here to the beginning, well, that's kind of the pattern that I told Excel that I was looking for. I said, take the number above and multiply it times the number to the left. And that's exactly what Excel did here, took the number above and multiplied it times the number to the left. But that is not what I wanted. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete all of these. Let's get rid of all of these. I'm just hitting space here. Oops. Get rid of all those. All right. One thing I can do in Excel is I really wanted to always use A1. I wanted to increase the number on B, but I always wanted to use A1. So what I can do is I can come into my formula here and I can place a $ in front of A2. And that's going to tell Excel when I copy this forward that I always want to use the A1. So let's grab that and move it across. Good, it works. And again, I'm just going to center these because I kind of like it that way. All right, now that that looks good, let's try moving that down a row. And that looks good. And let's move it down another row. Whoa, wait a minute. Something's wrong here because 3 times 9 is not equal to 54. I'm going to have to make another change to my formula. So let's look at what happened to my formula here. What I have is A4 times J3, and what I really wanted was A4 times J1. All right, let's get rid of all of these. And I just hit delete that time instead of spacing through there. So how I want to fix this is what I really want to stay the same this time is row 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify my formula again. And between the B and the 1, I want it to stay on row 1. I'm going to put the $ in front of the 1. All right, let's check out how that's going to work for us. I'm going to drag this across. That looks really good. I'm going to drag it down. And awesome. I've got my multiplication table.